Hi, welcome again. Welcome to part two of the human design series that I'm making. I hope you have watched the part one, so that gives an introduction to this series and a little bit of information about what we are going to be doing and information on what human design system is and all the five types. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about the types of human design body charts and a little bit of information about each type. So that will give you more insight into yours, if what your type is, and your family members and friends that you meet to find out what their type is, and giving you a deeper understanding to about that person as well. So before we go into it, if you've not subscribed yet, please do go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and also press the bell icon and give me some thumbs ups to help with the way YouTube works, I guess. So please go ahead and do that if you've not done that yet. And now let's get into the topic. So why do we understand these five body types? So these are five energies types, and how and what is important for the energy types, and what are the strategies that you can use based on your energy type in order to live a fulfilling life is what is the knowledge we are getting from this whole human design system. So I when I found out what my type is and what my profile is, and I learned a little bit about myself, and it helped me a lot. And then I went ahead and did a reading for my children and my husband as well. So that gave me actually a lot of understanding about why they are the way they are, and what is the space and understanding they need from me as a parent in order to help them grow as a whole being. Do my best as a parent, instead of resisting some of their natural ways of doing things, and also to accept the way they are in certain ways, instead of expecting them to be another way, or coaching them to be to be behaving in some other way. So it gave me a lot of insight about my children as well as my husband. So it's improved our relationship in terms of my husband's able to know what works for me, what triggers me, what is the best way for us to operate together as a unit, individually as well as a unit as a family. So let's get into it. I've got my notes here so that I cover the important points. Let's first talk about generators. Now, generators, my both my children and my husband, all three are generators. Now, generators have a defined sacral. So, in the chakra system, we had chakra, the energy centers in the body are called the chakras, and in the chakra in our sacral is called the sacral energy, which is the, if you count from the root chakra, it is the second energy just below your belly button. Now, in this human design system, they in the body graph there are these different centers, and there are based on your body graph you could have a defined center or a non-defined center. So let me explain what it means to you. So if you have a defined sacral center, generally you will be a generator. So which means your body, your energy type, you have enough energy to do a lot of things. It is still limited, but if you compare with the other energy types, generators have a motor. It's like, like having a motor. You can generate more energy as you do. You are energized to do work. It is not like a projector or a manifestor or a reflector where the resource is limited. Say, for example, like money. If you are taking, you start the day with $200 in the morning, for example, and you're spending through the day for different things you are spending, and as you spend, you're diminishing the amount. If you're a non-sacral, if your sacral is not defined, your energy is coming down and to a point where you have no more energy, and then you have to rest before you can regenerate more energy again. You have to go to sleep or just stop working. For generators, they are able to go further more than the non-sacral beings. So if they are spending from the $200 they started, there's more money, there's a rotation of money. Imagine they are spending, and then there is some income also coming as a result of that expenditure. So there is a rotation of that energy, and so they are able to generate more energy to be doing things. So generators feel fulfilled, they need to be doing work. If they are not doing work, they can be out of alignment, so they need to do more physical work, be physically active. So so they are a energy, that's their energy type. If you take projectors, manifestors and reflectors, especially projectors and reflectors, they are non-energy type with undefined sacral centers, and manifestors also are non-sacral centers where they have only limited time, limited energy. So they have to be more efficient with how they use their energy, and be really conscious and aware of having rest. Rest is a very important job itself for the non-sacral beings. If they don't do that, most people don't do that because they're not aware of their energy type. And generally the world is what, 8 hour into 5 times a week is the normal work day, right? And if you're a non-sacral, you can really get burnt out just by doing a normal full-time shift, because that itself is too much asking of your energy, and people don't know if they are not from that. You can get burnt out for a number of reasons, but this can also be a contributing factor. If you're aware of it, you will know how to really use it efficiently. If you don't know, you could just go on without resting even when your body is just screaming for rest, but you don't become aware of it until a point where you totally burn out. So that can be avoided if you have that awareness. Next, the strategy for different energy types. For generators, it is wait to respond. So instead of generators, if there is some project coming up or an idea coming for you to try, instead of jumping straight into it, you think of the idea, bring it into your energy field, and think how it feels in your body in terms of sound. So there's more into it. You can dig deep into it by researching yourself. But what I would say we use in our family as 3 generators is for them to, instead of jumping straight into it, is to see in your gut, in your body, how you feel. Is if an idea is presented, is your immediate reaction, aha, yes, I want to do it, or I don't want to do it. So it comes in the form of, the message comes to you in the form of a sound like, yes, I want to do, or I don't want to do it. So you need to become really aware of your body to get that information so you make the right decision. Now for projectors, it is waiting for invitation. If it could be in the form of somebody calling you, asking you for guidance, or asking you for help, or paying you to be for your services. So these are all different forms of invitations. So for a projector, that waiting for invitation, that's uh, uh, so to understand how to really use your strategy, you could do your own research on your own type. You would be more interested to find out what it means to, in a day-to-day basis, how you would use it. Now for a manifester, is inform before acting, because manifestors tend to get these divine downloads in a non-verbal way. They are able to get divine downloads, in the sense they get this inner knowing, and they have this inspiration to immediately take action in the moment. And when they do that, people around them need to be informed, so that, because if manifest is going to take an action, and if others are impacted about, because of the action they take, or even if they are not impacted, if they think that they are going to be impacted, they'll feel good if the manifestor is going to inform them, hey, I'm going to go and do this. Hey, we had a plan to go out, but right now this has come up, so this is important for me to get out of the way, so I'm going to do this. That is something that the manifestors need to do. If they don't do that, others could feel like, we had this plan, now you're doing this. This and what they are, the action they are taking will be for the higher good. It will be good for the family, good, even if it's for a good purpose, still they need to inform. Most times manifestors will not naturally do it. So understanding that this is my strategy to avoid resistance, for a projector to avoid not resistance, to avoid uh, being rejected. If they are waiting for invitation, it flows. For a generator, instead of jumping straight into it, if they wait and respond to it, listen to their body conscious and respond to it appropriately, there is flow. For a manifester, if they inform other people, there is flow in what they are doing. And for a reflector, it is to wait and wait for a moon cycle, which is about like 14 days, 15 days, to wait to respond to whatever the idea or invitation is for them. So these are the strategy is an important tool that one can learn when you are introduced into human design, to bring more flow and less resistance or rejection in your life. So that's one of the important topics. Uh, in the body types. Now the aura type, the aura of the so when we are talking about energy, and the it will be in the form of an aura around the person's body. And for a generator, it will be enveloping aura, like inviting inside. For projectors, the aura is a penetrating aura. And for the aura of a manifestor would be a repelling aura. And for reflector, it will be kind of sampling, it will be all over the place. Sampling is the aura type. Now, what is the signature, or what is the craving for of each of these aura types? For generator, the signature of a generator is satisfaction. For projector, it is success. And for manifestors, the signature is peace. And for reflector, it is surprise. So if they are not in their signature is like their strength, their authentic self. If they are not their self, it will be the opposite of that. So for generators, so for example, if you are aligned and if you're working along according to your strategy, a generator would be satisfied. Even a projector is aligned, a projector would have success. And if a manifestor is aligned, a manifestor will be having peace. And for a reflector, if they are aligned, they will have the aspect of surprise. And if they are not aligned, a generator will be, instead of satisfied, they'll be frustrated in what they are doing. And for a projector, they will feel bitter about their life, or they'll have experience a lot of bitterness as an emotion. Will be the emotion on top of most other emotion. Bitterness is the emotion they feel. And for manifestor, it is the theme is anger. If they are not themselves, they experience a lot of anger. And for reflector, it is disappointment. So if you're not in flow, for a manifestor, it is anger. I am a manifestor. I'm going to make the next video about the trials and tribulations of being a manifestor in my next video. So I have more insight into that, because that is my aura type. And among all the other 4 types, I believe manifestors are the one who get the most amount of healing when they understand the human design system. There's reasons to that. I will go more into that in that video. So there's still, if you take the grand scheme of things, there are 9% of the population. Even if they are a bit rarer than generators or projectors, they are still 9% of the population. And if they are going to get a huge amount of healing from knowing human design system, I felt obligated to make this video, to do my bit in spreading this word, so that they could, someone who is living in depression and anxiety, or hiding their true self, just to protect themselves, if they are helped with this video. That was my whole inspiration for doing this video. And also, I am a manifestor. I'm here to impact and to initiate. So I think by living in alignment, I get to experience my peace. So, what is dysfunction of the four types? When you say dysfunction, if the wrong way of living for each aura type. So, the wrong way of living would lead to something that is totally not aligned with their happiness, with our happiness. So, for a generator type, a wrong way of living uh, would be enslaved, because they have a lot of energy to do things. They could be taken advantage of by giving more and more work for them to do by people who can't do work, or people who don't want to do work. They could get enslaved. So that is dysfunction for generators. For projectors, the dysfunction is being managed by other people, by managed by other people, by being told what is right and wrong by other people, instead of letting them live in their in uh, basically being manipulated by other people. For a manifester, it is being controlled. If they are being controlled, is the dysfunction. So if they're being controlled, they will experience anger and they will not experience peace. For a reflector, the dysfunction is being ignored. If they are ignored, they feel disappointed and they will not have that element of surprise, which is their signature. And what is the purpose of all these four? This is really important if we want to make teamwork together. Or so for example, if you want to teamwork together, if we understand what is the purpose of each of these four aura type, it will be really good, useful to put a very functional team together. So the purpose of a generator here is to encompass, to organize things, to is to organize. And for projectors, the purpose is to penetrate and synthesize, to make everyone, to put the right parts. Now say for example, if life is a movie, the manifestors are here to be the producers who put the seed money, think of the project, initiate the project, and say, this is what I expect, this needs to be done. And here and they give it to the projectors, who are the directors, who will take the cast and who will choose the cast, the right cast for the right roles, and so on. The director directs people and guides them who will be ideal to do each part to bring the script together. The generators are the actors in the movie, who actually are the alchemists, who are actually bringing the script to life, are the generators. And the reflectors are the audience, who are giving feedback whether this movie is good or this movie is not good, or how better it could be taken. So reflectors are the audience. So this is the role. If you can just imagine that in any corporate setting or any other team, where if a manifester is initiate if a manifester is there, the manifester is there to initiate and to lead the project, to initiate the project. Then the projectors will direct and choose the right people to be the team lead, and choose the right people to act, to do the project. And the generators actually organize and get the things done in the best way, because they are the ones who are actually good at getting things done. And reflectors sit in the center to see how things are going, and to basically even give feedback to the manifester to initiate the next change that needs to be done, if it needs to be done. So that will be the ideal way to put a team together. So there's so much more information, but I just want to touch with the important informations. Like, if we look at the needs for each of the types, the need of a generator is for external stimulus. So because they wait to respond, right? They need an external stimulus to come and get them started, to they need an external, that is a need for them. And for a projector, the need is recognition, to be recognized so that they can be invited, is for the projector. And the need for a manifester is correct time, just the right time to initiate, is the need for a manifester. And for a reflector, They need is the time to evaluate. They need the time to evaluate, sit back like an audience and see how things are going, taste every part of the every aspect of the project or every aspect of whatever they are viewing, to evaluate and give feedback. Now, the how each of these people work, the modus operandi, how they each of these people work. Generators work really well in teams. The projectors work best as one-on-one, and manifestors work best alone, and reflectors work best like among people, yet they are separate because they get to be the audience to watch and give the to reflect back what is going on. So living victory of living in your own aura type would be, for a generator, the victory would be loving what you do. So that is the, you would be fulfilled. Loving what you do is which what victory tastes like to a generator. So when we say success means different to different people, right? For a generator, it means loving what you do is actually success in life. When they feel like, I feel successful, I feel accomplished, I feel fulfilled, for them in life would be to loving what they do. For projectors, it would be to give correct outer authority to other people, to tell what is right, and to direct people is the victory. For to be great guides and coaches is victory for projectors. And for manifestors, having the freedom to create, because constantly they get downloads and they have this need to create, and having the freedom without being resisted or without being restrained would be success for a manifestor. So for a reflector, it would be to communicate with others. It would be a victory for reflectors. So now, having understood a little bit of what each aura type is and what are the needs, what are the strategies, what victory means to each of these types. Now, what I want to share is, if you're a parent of if you're a parent, it is really good to know what your child's type is, so that you can nurture them with this extra knowledge that you have about them. So, for a generator child, you need to teach them to respect their sacral sounds, which is like a gut level reaction of, aha, I want to do this, or I don't want to do this. So, help them learning to listen to their body for these messages that comes from within them. If they learn that from a young age, it helps them really make right decisions on the projects they say yes to, and where they need to say no to, so that they are not experiencing frustration. So if you're a parent, that's a skill you could teach your children, if you know that they are generators. So mine are generators, and that is something I am trying to teach them. And also gave me a lot of insight into, so this is just the aura types we've learned. Each of us have a different profile, which you can go and dig into when you do your body graph. I'll link how to find your body graph again in this video as well, so you can go ahead and find out what your aura type and your profile is, and so on. So I could all if you reach out to me, I could also give you my human design coach's number, the person who through whom I did my reading, and so I could give you that contact as well. So teaching in invitation recognition is for a projector. So if you have a projector child, you could teach them how to respond and to recognize when someone is inviting you, inviting them in order to do something, or to ask them a help. When they ask for a help, people ask in different ways. So teaching those children to recognize those invitations and to pull back and wait until the invitation comes is a skill to teach to a projector child. For a manifesting child, because a child gets a lot of these inspirations, they might just like that take action. So it can leave the parent in despair or not understanding why this child is trying different things and is spontaneous, that they don't to the point where they don't understand. Teaching the child to take permission. As a child, manifestors need to learn to take permission. When they become adults, they don't need to take permission, they need to inform other people. So as a child, so just teaching the child how to take permission would be a skill to have for a manifestor child, so that they are supported instead of resisted. And for a reflector child, allowed to grow in their own pace instead of placing some unrealistic expectations of what society expects and what the world expects. You have to remember they are just 1% of the population, and they have a very, very unique role to play in this life, to reflect back to the world about where we are going, so that they transform us in the right direction. So if each child is nurtured in their own aura type and given the space to learn their strategy well, we could very well bring a lot of coherence in the world at large. People are having all this self knowledge and living in their true authenticity and alignment. Everyone would be in their flow, would be living in their bliss, in their peace, and from individual peace comes world peace. If you know, we are talking about world peace, and it comes from, if we can take these individual units and understand this and help use this tool as well. There's so many. This is just one of the tools I have picked, and one of a powerful tool I feel, which helped put my pieces together, definitely healed me quite a bit. um, that I really resonate with it. I subscribe to what it's saying, and not fully surrender to it, like make all my life decisions based on that. There are other aspects that I have learned along over the years that I use as well, but this definitely has been a very useful tool. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and give me your thumbs up, and do subscribe, like, and share, and press the bell icon, and I will see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye.